Congratulations on that mustache, my friend. It's an aggressive mustache, and there's another one. We don't play around. And you got, it's not even hair, it's a f***ing mane. It's a mane, man. And curly, it's wavy. It looks like a ski slope, only black. Looks like you're wearing a couple crow wings or something. Perfect for framing your mustache. Looks like a squirrel tail or something. I had a whole act, and I come out and I see that. I don't know what to do with that. It's amazing. Dude, listen, let me explain something. First of all, you don't always have to wear it like that. Maybe just sit in your eyes. Let it sit in your eyes and eat a peach. You ever just eat tropical fruit? You're standing in the doorway, you just let the chew strip down and catch in your mustache. Oh, butterflies, they land on your mustache. They love peach and butterflies. Then you breathe in and they're like this, and you breathe out, they're like. I'll do my whole act on his facial hair. Man's gotta know how to use his feathers, man. We don't have any help from an industry. Gotta know how to use your body, man. I'm a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 5, solid, okay? Like, as a comic, they always give you a stool. You go to a bar, they give you a stool. Teach you a couple things, okay? I don't sit in stools, all right? That's how you kill yourself before you get out of the gates, okay? You walk in, wore your new outfit, you're like, all right, ladies, nice. I'm a grown man, my feet don't reach the ground, look at this. So that doesn't make a girl want to breathe with you. What do you do? I never know, what are you gonna do? A little swim kick, does that turn you on when I do that? Huh, you like that? Or should I tuck my feet? Now I tuck, that's what we, most of the time we tuck, we're not even sitting, I'm perching. Like a birdie or a kitty cat. Okay, grown men don't perch. Say, hey, turn heads when you're a regular guy, okay? Scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 5 solid, okay? So I walk in, I gotta get their attention right away. What do? I don't know. I don't even walk in. I just start popping my legs, all right? Yeah. It's weird. She's like, why is that guy walking like a male chicken? Don't worry about it, honey. You're looking at me. That's the point, all right? Get to the stool, moment of truth. She expects a kitty cat, maybe a birdie. What's the kid do, huh? I'm a 5? Now I'm a 7, aren't I? Yeah, exactly. Look at how flexible my upper groin is. Oh my God, why is he caressing his own thigh? It's a free country, that's why. Look at that. That right there is the dirty undergrab goatee. You know what I'm talking about? Call that the DUG. His jeans are a little tight, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wore them for the special. You guys want to see 8? Huh? I don't care. I give. I'm a giver. You got your seatbelt on? You ready for 8? Fucking 8. Look at that shit right there. Look at that. Do not try this at home. You will tear your sack. You understand me? Take my workshop before you try that. It's an advanced move. I'll show you 9, but I'm not wearing the right pants. You want to see 9? I got to be wearing my 1970s running shorts. Yeah, I said it. Everybody's shorts come down to here. Horse poo. I say, bring them high, bring them tight. I'll go a size too small. What do you think about that, OC? Huh? Yeah. Tell you what's good about that. You walk in riding high, you throw a leg up, what happens? Listen, women can show off a little cleavage. I can't show off a little, you know what I'm saying? Don't show the whole thing. I'm not trying to be vulgar, just a little bit. Just the nubs, because women like subtlety. They'll look, too. They will look. They'll be like, oh my, is that what I think? Oh my God. Hey. Easy, looky-loos. Yeah, mustache, don't show the whole thing. A lot of my students go overboard trying to be extra sexy. You show the whole thing, it just ends up looking like somebody threw a dead baby bird against your leg, okay? It's a disgusting metaphor, but I'm educated. I use metaphors. Got to get this stool out of here. Is my assistant back there? Get my assistant. I don't do my own stuff. Oh, look at that. That's Jeremy Piven. That's Jeremy. He delints me. He delints me. He's delinting me. He delints me. Thanks. Thank you. He's telling me I'm doing an amazing job. Thank you.
I got the Prius is fired up, ready to go. Whenever you're done.
Yeah, I'll be done in about an hour, though. Thank you so much. Thank you. Right there. Now, what's the lesson? What's the point of that? To show you I got A-list celebrity friends, that I make a ton of money. That cost me 20 grand. Don't worry about it, all right? It's not the point. The point is you can afford to have an assistant like that, a famous assistant, get you laid. This is tough being a regular straight guy, too. In this society, we live in a very puritanical, homophobic society. You just can't do certain things. You can't be too expressive with your body. You just can't, you can't announce yourself. You can't, I'm here. You can't do that. You can't walk in. I've always wanted to, just that. You can't frolic through wheat. That's all. No matter how stressful my day, I can never just run through wheat and just forget my sorrows. You know what I mean? Never. Women never go, oh my God, that's so hot, he's frolicking. They never, not once in the history of man. You can't run through that same wheat field like this. You can't drag a hand over the wheat either. You can't do that. There's no manual for it. I just know that's not allowed. Without sending a different signal, that's all. It's funny too, when guys, I noticed I was at a game the other day and guys cheer like this, like they gotta, if you're like, yeah, if you're cheering your team on, or you're at a concert, or what, yeah, we're number one. It's this. See how I got the little bend here? This area gets a lot of oxygen, and I'm here, right? That's how I got, yeah, woo, number one. You'll never see your buddy like, woo, we're number one. We're not, you can't lock the knees and the elbow at the same time. You can't do that. It's funny. Straight guys will never lock their knees, and you never lock the joints. I'll tell you a story. I thought about that because my buddy, I don't like making fun of anybody for being gay, or I just never thought it was funny because I got, my buddies, I have a friend who's a drag queen, and I grew up with him, very gay, really, like feathers, the whole thing. He's literally like, the kind of guys, like when I'm with him, I've had other gay men come up and go, friend's a little, and, yeah. So this guy brought out a snake, and I don't like snakes, okay? So I was with my other friends and my buddy Jay, and I assumed the standard I don't like snake stance, the standard straight guy I don't like snake stance, which is a little here. You see, a little, again, a bend in the knees here, I'm low here, and I'm ready in case I gotta punch the snake in the fangs, right? And that's how, if you ever look at like regular straight guys, there's always a little hunch to the shoulders. There's always a little, I think it goes back to hunting. I think it goes back to caveman days where, when you're hunting deer, you gotta have a little give because you're staying under the foliage here. You can't, if you have good posture, they see your head. Right? You know what I mean? Is that you're spooking the deer with your posture? So you got to stay under here like that, and then you got to push off here. It's always when you spear a deer, but then again, that rustling may not be a deer, could be a tiger, so you got to fucking fight it, But hunting, fighting posture, which is what men live in, that's because life is that way. It's a hunt and a fight, which is deep. Yeah. Anyway, but we'll touch on that. We'll touch on that subject in a second. But here's the thing. So back to the snake. Okay, so the guy, I'm like, keep the snake away, and all my buddies are doing a variation on that theme, like, I don't want the snake. And my buddy, my Jay's, the drag queen, I swear to God, he's looking at the snake like this. I was like, Jay, you look like a penguin under arrest. That's what I said, because I'm witty. You can't do that. You can't defend against a snake. You're making yourself a bigger target. Can't keep a permanent snarl. Like, I don't like that. You never see me out of this. The world is too dangerous to be standing ever like a penguin or anything like that. You just can't. You can't. It's too dangerous. There are too many tigers in the tall grass, man. There really are. Read the newspaper, you watch the news, you better be always ready. You never see me out of this position. I'm just always looking around like that. That's how guys are. People are too relaxed. I see people, I like you. That's why the only time I'm out of the hunt fight posture is when I'm sleeping. And that's probably why I don't sleep very well. Because you never see me napping in a public place, like in a park. I don't understand. And you'll never see me take a nap on the side of the road. There are too many maniacs. I'm always looking for maniacs. The minute you lock your knees, you become bait, okay? You stop being a hunter and you're bait for the maniacs. They're out there looking for locked knees. Speaking metaphorically again. They're gonna teach this 1-hour special in literature class. But anyway, the point I'm making is this. Like you gotta just, sleeping is, I don't sleep well. I'm just always ready. I wake up like a little kitty cat, like at the littlest sound, like that. My mother told me to take a nap on the side of the road one time. I told her I was falling asleep. She goes, always pull over, take a nap on the side of the road. Excuse me? Not a shot. That's the crazy. Are you turning myself into maniac bait? You out of your mind? I'll die in my sleep at the wheel. I'd way rather I fall asleep, die in a crash, die in a fiery place. I'll take that shit over being well rested, waking up on the side of the road, tied to my car seat while some maniac is stabbing my face and rise and shine. No way. No way. I'm not dying like that. No way. It's like the same thing when people like stop their car and they wave you across like that. I see people lollygag like, Didi, thank you very much. I don't know about that. Somebody stops their car like that. Why is this guy stopping? That's weird. A grown man stopping his car like that. I'm always ready, man. Always. Always. Because there's always that maniac. Here's a true story. There was a nun behind a wheel. It's a bad story about me, but the nun waved us across with my buddy. My buddy goes, let's go. I go, I don't know. He goes, it's a nun. I go, or it's a maniac dressed like a nun. It's a perfect maniac costume, okay? All maniacs have a nun costume. It hangs right next to the Santa costume, okay? I don't have data on it, but that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. I crossed. I'm not a freak. I crossed, but I was waiting. I just had one eye peeled like that, just staring at nun. Not this guy, nutty! You just be careful of that shit. And if he's smiling at you, fuck you. Smile at me. That's a dead giveaway of a maniac. Grown men don't smile. The older you get, the less you smile. That's a fact. You've been through too many wars. How many dads or grandfathers you know who like walking around like... Grown men don't even smile on vacation. My dad started frowning the minute we started packing our bags and spent the whole vacation looking for somebody to rip him off like this. He was right. You see a grown man smiling at you randomly for more than 3 seconds, walk away. He's either a freak or he's selling you something you don't need. And someday, this is my number one, I think most men will identify with this, and I think most women will find it romantic, but I've always wanted to rescue like a sleepy town, like a sleepy little country town from a Nazi biker gang. You know, I've always wanted to do that. Like in the movies, though, a lot of times, you know, they're like playing ragdoll with the girls and beating up the guys and drinking whiskey and whatever, and they're wearing bandoleros. It's Spanish for bandoleros. And you know, the guy comes in and he's like, hey, guys, I think the lady doesn't want to dance with you anymore. You mind if I cut in? Or whatever. They use some bullshit dance metaphor, and then they do all their kung fu, and then okay, these movies are like in the 70s, but you know what I mean. Let me show you how you do it. You got to fight a biker gang, okay? This is what you do, all right? This is how you do it. If you got to fight a whole group of dudes, like a badass biker gang, you don't just come in like that. They don't just attack you one at a time like in the movies. They bum rush you, okay? So you got to get them on their heels, okay? And this is what you do. You send a messenger. You send somebody out there first to warn them. You got to get them spooked, okay? Now, I watched these nature shows, Discovery and stuff. They had an African medicine man, okay, on one of these programs, like a real life. He had a bone tank top. He had a bone tank top and like a leopard head on his head. That was his hat. that's your hat? He had a head like this. On his head, no chin strap, just stayed on. And he was doing this. And then, this guy had Ebola. And the hat wasn't, the leopard head stayed on his head. You know how? Magic, okay? And he's like, and the guy who had Ebola was like, oh, thank you so much. He walked away. Anyway, the point I'm making is that's who I want. That's who I send ahead of me before I come to kick some ass, okay? So the biker gang, they're in this sleepy country town, and they're doing all their wrongdoing. I don't really know how to mime wrongdoing, but, whatever they're doing, okay? And they're doing their thing, and this is what they get interrupted by. They don't see me. They just see my African medicine man, Itwa Dumela. They just see him like, that'll get your attention. Okay, so what happens? Leader of the wrongdoer doesn't want to be spooked, so he's always like, the hell's that crazy son of a bitch saying up there, speaking all that goddamn gibberish, getting away with my wrongdoing? Somebody go on up there, kick his ass. And they're all like, yeah! But there's always some grizzled wrongdoer who speaks fluent Swahili or whatever, okay? Because, he's a mercenary in Africa. He's always like, hold on. That ain't no crazy man. That's a real live African medicine man. Congo, deep forest. He ain't speaking gibberish. What the hell is he saying? He's saying that the gods are angry. And their wrath rides near in the form of a slender, brown-eyed white man. And we should run because he will come and lay a reckoning on us so terrible that our screams for mercy will crack the very sky above us and bring birds from the sky and fish to land. And then I imagine this means we're gonna get smashed and then, I don't know. Maybe that's the way we're gonna die. Already awesome, okay? Yeah. Now, if you know anything about African medicine men, you know that they can disappear just poof, like that, all right? And then guess who's standing in his place? That's right, the kid. That's right. I'm just hanging out like this, just fucking shredded. You can't, but fucking, whatever. I need the stand for this, all right? And I don't know why, but I got two really hot girls clutching each calf like that. Yeah, it's my fantasy. I don't care. It's not good for mobility. I don't give a shit, all right? Yeah. And I'm just standing there I got two machine guns. That's Spanish for machine guns. I just start spitting that, just. That's the machine gun twirl, all right? Yeah, I invented that, but whatever. Of course, I run out of bullets, right? You run out of bullets. Here's the best part. I just take my guns and I just go and drop them. And of course, the two girls are like, "What are you fucking? You're such an idiot. Why didn't you bring more bullets? You're such an idiot. There's so many more of these Nazi bikers. We're gonna die." I don't say shit. I just reach into my back and I pull out two machetes. And then I do the machete dance. Ever seen that? I'll answer the question. No, you fucking haven't. is a Machete helicopter. Without machetes, it looks very... With machetes, deadly. Anyway. Now, story goes on. So they're all dead. Here's the best part of the fantasy, okay? It's not even the best part. This is what every guy wants to do, okay? I want to get on my horse. You forgot about the horse. This is a horse fantasy. Yeah. I get on my horse and I just ride. I just ride off into the sunset. The sun is setting and I get to the hill where it all started. And I want to do this. I want to just pull my horse around like that. And I just want to do one of the where my horse rears up and it looks like a little like horsey boxer, like he's doing that. He keeps it, he holds it. Because I practiced it. And then the whole town's like, thank you, hero, thank you. And I'm like, no problem, town. Oh my God, I'm out of breath. Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the point I'm making is that I was talking about killing cows, wasn't I? Yeah. I like to wrangle cattle. I grew up on a range. And you guys probably don't understand that. You guys just city slickers. But I used to wrangle cattle, and that's a very sexy exercise. You wrangle cattle. You go out to your girl, you be like, I'll be right back. I'm going to catch you a cow. That's very sexy to a woman. That's just old school, because you got to stampede them. You stampede them, okay? And all these doggies are stampeding. Every time there's always some dog who decides he's an individual, and he'll stray from the herd. He just strays. And I love that, because I'm like, what are you, an individual? Huh? You're a herd animal, you idiot. Yeah, that's like, get back here, cowsy powsy. All right? Pull my horse back, you pull a cow off its feet, it's a beautiful sound, man, because usually cows are like, moo, I like grass, moo, you know. And moo doesn't mean anything, it just means moo, because they're idiots, okay? You pull a cow off its feet at a dead run, you know what you hear? Moo! Yeah, which means, holy in cow. Yeah. Then you jump off your horse like that and you tie his hooves up in what I call a hoof bouquet. Yeah, my little thing, got a bouquet of the hooves. Gotta buy you a bouquet of roses, I'll make you a hoof bouquet. Here comes the ugly part. My girl's hungry and I gots to kill the cow. A lot of guys will take a cow to a slaughterhouse. Mustache, you know how I kill my cows? I punch them in the face till they fucking die, okay? Sparta! It's great exercise because it takes forever. It does. It takes forever to punch a cow to death because they got that spongy nose like a shock absorber. Like, come on, my girl's hungry. Apologize to any vegetarians out there. Yeah. I love animals. I hate cows. Gotta keep in shape, man. You gotta just stay, just keep the belly tight and the arms heavy. That's the other thing. Otherwise, you start looking soft. You start looking appetizing. Guys know that, though. We have an instinct for that stuff. Because guys, the problem is, you got to look like you can handle yourself with your bare hands, but we don't do anything with our bare hands. That's the thing about it. That's the bummer about technology. Technology is moving so fast. We don't do anything with our bare hands. Men are still producing testosterone. We're still bigger, stronger, and in a lot of ways more aggressive. But we're losing habitat. Unless you're a cage fighter or like a Marine or a fireman, the rest of us, all we have is the gym. There's nothing else. There's nowhere else to burn it off. But we still do these crazy P17 whatever, it's the crazy guys will do shrugging like that. My buddy was doing this the other day with weight. I was like, what are you doing? I'm working my traps, you idiot. What does it look like I'm doing? Because that's a very important area. We sit in the gym and we ride, bicycles that go nowhere and run on belts just so our cardio is where it should be in case the tiger takes us into the second or third round. Gotta have good cardio. And bench. Bench is another classic example of the breeding instinct / fight hunt instinct gone wild. Guys, because you got to have a chest. Guys spend a summer trying to get 300 pounds off their. They'll do whatever they got. Just, you know, they'll shoot themselves up with testosterone, with human growth. It doesn't matter. The only thing weak on them is their liver, their kidneys, and their dick. It's worth it. It's worth it if they can get 300 pounds. Because, you know, you always use this in the wild in case somebody throws a car engine on your chest. Right? Right? And then you got some guy you don't even know teabagging you the whole time. And it's like it's worth it. I can't do it. I can't go to the gym. I can't. I just feel too artificial. I can't. My buddy was doing this the other day. He was kicking like that in front of a TV with one of these exercise programs. Like that. I was like, what are you doing? He goes, nah, this gets your ass. I'm bubbling my ass. It gets the ass, but really gives the bubble. I had to punch him in the face on principle, okay? It's not how a man gets his body. A man gets his body by doing man stuff. That's way sexier, I think, to a woman. If you just, you know, you work the land, you know, you split wood, you bale hay, you take your girl from behind, whatever it is, you know, gets you in shape. So much better. So much better, man. That's, you know, women are taking Viagra now because men can't do man stuff. You got in shape in the old days. You had to work the land. You had to bale hay. I don't even know how to. I don't know if that's how you do it, but that's how I. Then you got to split wood. You're splitting wood. You're popping your hips like that. Yeah. Dude, you should. Then your hair. You fucking this. You should always split wood. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Then you just sit back and you just maybe wearing a pair of baggy pants tied off with a rope. Maybe no pants, maybe just rope. I don't know. Yeah. Take a peach break. Come home and you smell like she's baking you a pie. You come home, she's baking you a pie, and you smell like wood and hay and peach. It's a great smell. Beats the hell out of smelling like protein powder and baby oil. Right? Everything is simulated. Everything. I just feel that way. I miss the old days. We got to get back to that stuff. Technology has a downside, is all I'm trying to say. You used to catch your own food. Come on, man. That's so sexy. You catch your own food? Come on. What a way to tell a woman you love her. You just go out there and you're like, I'll be right back, baby. You know what I mean? I want a hamburger. You can take it to Mickey D's, and maybe I'll just catch you a cow, honey. Throw a big old angry stallion between your legs. Get the... I'll be right back, baby. Yeah! Look at that. That's my technique. It's not even good. I don't care. No hands. Look at that. No hands. No hands. By the way, horses. My buddy, you know, that's the other thing. Horses. My buddy bought a 400 horsepower, $200,000 Porsche or whatever, like this really expensive, I don't know what it was. And he opens the hood. I don't know much about cars. And he goes... I was like, I don't know. I was like, oh. And he didn't like that reaction, so he went. I didn't know what I was, well, oh. What does he want from me? I don't know anything. And then he's revving the engine like, I'm like, oh my. He's like, yeah, 236 miles an hour. Tell me that sound doesn't give you a boner, bro. I was like, that's incredible, 236 miles an hour. Dude, if there was no traffic or speed limits, you would kill everybody. I'm telling you, come on, man, you got a horse. I can ride up on a horse. What a way to, women, I don't give a shit. You ride up on your 400 horsepower car, I ride up on a 1-power horse. Sexier. That's what you did. Back in the day, that's what you did. You just wrote, you know, if you wanted to meet a woman, it was just, you didn't have to fucking didn't meet her. He just rode by, just, mine, you know? It's illegal, but it's romantic. People are like, how'd you guys meet? Meet? I f***ing stole her, bro. Oh, Jesus. So many things you can do on a horse, man. I want to do a lot of things I want to do before. Like, I've always wanted to rescue a group of women on a horse. You know what I mean? They're just in the wilderness, covered in leaves because they lost their clothing in the accident. Oh, maybe they're surrounded by wolves. Fucking wolves. Oh! Oh my God, I'm so cold. We're going to die of the wolves. But guess what? The wolf whisperer comes riding up. With that hair and that mustache. Yeah, I don't even need the tail on my horse. I just snip it because I don't want to compete. Yeah, I look like a centaur. All I'm wearing is that rope, remember? And I just feel the backbone on my taint. It's too much information. It's just my private fantasy. I just ride up, and they're like, thank God, thank you, Wolf Whisperer. What about the wolves? I just look at the wolves, I'm like, yeah, which means get the f*** out of here, wolves. Or because we're shooting a special, it's get the F out of here, wolves. It's me trotting them to safety. Then we gotta make camp, and I gotta feed them, and I got my peach hip basket. I give them peaches. How hot would that be as they're eating peaches and I'm splitting wood to make a fire? But we don't have any matches. Uh-oh. Guess I better rub two sticks together. Yeah. A lot of guys you see, like the survival guys, they're all crunched over like a little monkey doing this really fast. That's not how the Wolf Whisperer does it. Slow, deliberate. Can you really start a fire like that?